Hello everyone, hi, and this is my Get Unready With Me vlog. I was contemplating doing a full Get Ready With Me one while I did my makeup, and then I realized the time and kind of had to speed run things and couldn't ramble as much as I wanted to, so I've just finished work and that's why I look terrible. But, you know, there's just sometimes where you go, well, I still want to talk. I still want to ramble. And, you know, saw a couple of interesting things yesterday. For example, the same minor birds that resulted in not even the wildlife people being able to save Gregory, the rainbow lorikeet that I picked up and tried to help out, were attacking a wild turkey today. Like, these birds are like the size of my hand, and these turkeys are like this big. So it was like, what are you doing? But I hope the turkey survives, because shit, those birds are ruthless. Absolutely ruthless. Is probably going to do absolutely nothing. I'm going to wash the rest of my makeup off in the shower. But I'll also post a selfie and probably a little bit of what I did record of the Get Ready With Me stuff from earlier. Ugh. Makeup remover wipe in my eyes. But yeah. So, my Uber ride home was interesting. We picked up a guy who was on because I get Uber pool a lot. I'm just getting glitter all over my face. We get Uber pool a lot, and this guy gets in the car, and we pick him up from the nightlife area in my city. Not really a typical night that you end up at, what time was it? It was about 7:30 in the morning. Picking up people who have been out on the town, especially with the time that clubs close. But we picked up this dude, and he says, oh yeah, I've got to get back to the Airbnb we're staying at because me and my cousin are traveling to another city today. And we were like, oh, okay, you end up staying out in the valley this late. Like, where did you end up to be out there this late? And he was like, at a construction site. And me and the driver was just like, what? How were you at a construction site? And anyway, he then says, I don't remember. I know I did a goon bag before heading out on the town, and I'm thinking, okay, well, of course you ended up blackout drunk to not remember enough. And he's like, no, usually I'm fine. But then the last club I remember being at, we accidentally ended up at a gay bar. And he said, we didn't realize it was a gay bar, but the guys are being awfully friendly to us, and the girls were ignoring us, and I didn't take much money out with me, so to end up as drunk as I did, to end up at a construction site, means that I must have been being bought drinks by guys there. And he said that the wall over the construction site was massively high, so he doesn't know how he got in, but he woke up, I don't know, probably 7 a.m. He said, I basically just woke up. And he was surrounded by all these guys in high visibility vests. And he thought, why are you at my Airbnb? And then realized that, oh, shit. This isn't my Airbnb. Oh, I'm at a construction site. And so the guy had fallen asleep, blackout drunk, at a construction site. We had somehow managed to use the powers of being an incredibly drunk Dutchmen to climb over the walls that were, and I've seen some of these walls on the construction sites in that area, and they are a good 2.5 meters high, and there's not really any grip points on them, to sleep there, which is probably the safest place, because if it's like out on just the street, he would have ended up robbed. His phone would have been gone, his wallet would have been gone, his keys to the Airbnb would have been gone, he would have had nothing. And so that was like, that's interesting. And I recounted some of my story about, getting lost in Japan and having to go to the police station and have them try and find where I was staying, which was, a little bit interesting. But yeah, I've been really I got kind of a spurt of creativity, and I've been slowly getting through some of my fabric collection, because all cosplayers, I hoard fabric, and I look like fucking Edward Cullen, but with mascara under my eyes right now. I'll shower in a second. So look at how much I sparkle. Wow, I'm beautiful. So where was I? So, yes, words, things, stuff. So I've been trying to get through fabric that I've been hoarding for years, because as a cosplayer, you tend to do that. And in a spirit of inspiration, I started making a dress, and I will input a couple of images of the dress and also a video of, basically just how I like to finish the ends of seams on chiffon that I want to remain kind of floaty. In here, maybe now, maybe not. It'll be a surprise. It'll just show up mid-sentence. No, it won't. It'll be now. I'm going to input it now. So there is actually no specific character inspiration for this at all. This is just me going with the flow of what the fabrics want and what I actually have in my collection. But here's a look at the front at the moment. There's a lot of finishing that I need to do, but at the moment I'm happy with what I have draped and how things are going to turn out there. Given that this is just me using up excess fabric from my collection, I'm pretty happy with how things are turning out here. My dress form is set to my height, so if I wear a slight heel with it, it will just take it off the ground barely. So what I've been doing here is doing a very small, try to get it in focus, close together zigzag stitch along the edge of the pleated chiffon. This is the smaller one, which is going over the shoulder. It doesn't affect the pattern at all, but it does have this lovely effect on the ends, which is one of my favorite reasons for using it, is that, I don't know if you can see that, but it kind of ruffles it and spreads it out so that when it drapes, it's going to have more of kind of this, frilly lettuce effect along the bottom of this part of it, and the bottom of the main dress / robe. I may put horsehair braiding in, a really thin one, just to make that kind of stick out a bit more as well, even though it will also end up with this ruffly effect. I want there to be a bit more drama and fullness in the bottom. I really like contour / bronzer palettes that are like that. They're kind of just in 2 shades. Now, since I wear my bangs down, which are currently clipped back, I don't actually need to do my forehead, but I do like to go around the perimeter of my face, into my cheekbones, and down each side of my nose, just helping to create dimension. And oh my god, can I turn, is this the lowest setting on my ring light? No, I can turn it down a couple, which makes me look even more like a crazy person right now. Like, you know, if you've never like seen a Canadian goose, have you ever approached a swan? See, now it's starting to make more sense, and why the base doesn't really matter as much, because I go all in with a glitter. Let's just pray to God that tonight these behave, because some nights they don't want to, and they really just get frustrating and I give up on them, but they make me happy, and things that make you happy are always good. Right? Am I right? Yeah. I think we should always just focus on the things that make us happy. Surprise shower ASMR. Well, now that I'm clean and my skincare is done and I am free of none of my sins except the sin of wearing copious amounts of glitter on my eyelids, I am going to contemplate having a quick bite to eat, and then I am going to sleep until like 2 p.m. And I will keep you guys updated on anything else interesting that might happen in the next few days, because there never seems to be an uneventful day in my life. Oh yeah, I do want to keep you up to date on the progress of that dress. So once that's finished, I will definitely show that off, and I'll show it off on me. I'll have to make sure to accessorize it and try and get some kind of photo shoot done for it, which it's a shame that we're going into, yeah, it's autumn. I was going to say that we're going into winter now, but it's not quite winter, because it means that the trees are going to be not quite as beautiful, but I'm sure that I will still find something pretty that suits the outfit. Well, without further ado, bye bye everyone, and have a good day for some of you, day night if you're like me with a messed up sleep schedule or whatever. Just be good and don't do anything I wouldn't do, and don't do anything that I would do.